It's been an emotional couple of weeks. We've met Julian's unloving father, seen him lose his uncle Solo to suicide, and watched as he struggled to come to terms with his own mental health. But this begs the question, why the change of tone?
We knew we wanted to address some serious themes, and we wanted to explore mental health a little deeper, because myself and Jacob have been through our own mental health journeys.
I have mentioned previously that I felt that we had an issue with accessing Zeb and Julian in a way, and something we were unable to do. And the reason I say that is because I feel as though now we have a situation where we can access them in a way that I believe we always needed to.
As we've been developing them for over 6 years now, which is kind of insane, we wanted to explore these deeper themes with these characters and see how far we could push these characters. The tone change was really important to us because we wanted to show you as an audience where we're going to be going with the potential TV series.
We've seen them in this absurd way, in this absurd, ridiculous way. But why do they do those things? And Julian specifically, why does he do those things? You know, he has to be a human. There has to be reasons why. There has to be, reasons why he does what he does.
It was an experiment to see whether we could take you on that journey with us and to introduce you to this character and allow you to see some of the things that are going on in his life and see that he's actually not this caricature that I've described before. He's actually a lot deeper. He's a real human being with real problems, and we felt it was really important that we address them within the series. So that's why we changed the tone so drastically.
Life can throw curveballs, and one tragic event changed the way Jacob and Allan saw this project forever.
We had a very close friend, collaborator, actor, artist in his own right, Joseph Duncan. He was so close to the characters, Zeb and Julian. He had watched them grow with us, I think, and been very close to us in a professional sense and in a personal sense. I had known him since I was 8 years old. He was a childhood friend of mine. We'd known each other for 12, maybe even 14 years. And in September 2019, sadly, he took his own life. We felt that we had to talk about it, and we had to talk about it through the characters of Julian and Zeb and access it through that way. And I genuinely believe that that's something that he gave us, almost as though he's still working on it. His mark is fully on When It Rains and Taking Shots. And to be honest with you, in my own opinion, probably everything that I do ever now.
Tragedy can often change relationships, and the effects of this were not lost on Zeb and Julian.
Throughout the series, I think we noticed that Julian changes quite a lot, particularly when Solo chooses to take his own life. And his relationship with Zeb then sort of drastically changes, because while Zeb wants to be there for Julian, he doesn't really know how to react to this type of a situation.
We start to see Julian struggle to deal with his own emotions, and therefore struggles with his relationships, or his relationship with Zeb. I genuinely believe that the only real relationship he has, or the only real relationship he allows, apart from Zeb, is his relationship with his own camera. I don't know what else to say.
Julian's tendencies of staying up late at night and him dragging Zeb into it, and Julian sort of wanting to isolate himself with Zeb, these were very upsetting times for Zeb as well. Zeb didn't really know what to do with himself. And the relationship between them is very rocky because of that. They very much care about each other, but sometimes the people that you love the most get pushed away when you're going through such a horrible time in your life, because you don't really know what to do. You don't want to drag them down the same path. There's all kinds of issues that come up.
It's that shift into reality for Julian that really scares him and forces him to push people away to be able to kind of, get himself in line, trying to figure out himself and who he is. I genuinely believe that Julian has spent so much time creating this facade, creating this character for himself, that he genuinely doesn't know who he actually is.
The series may have been pitched as a comedy first and foremost, but by the final episode, it's clear there are dramatic elements too.
The interesting thing is we've always had the comedy angle, but never so much the drama angle. But the comedy is so very important. It's an important 50% of When It Rains. And I think that's simply because that's, again, the only way we can do it. It's the only way that feels right.
We chose to create the show as a comedy drama in a homage to the fantastic late Robin Williams, who once stated that he thinks the people who feel the worst tend to try and make other people feel good to stop them feeling the same way. And that was very interesting to us because we feel that's the kind of thing that our friend Joe used to do. He used to make other people laugh, and quite clearly there was a deeper story on the inside, and we wanted to explore that notion, and we felt like the best way to do that was through the lens of a comedy drama.
The true struggles of Allan Jacobs' mental health inspired them to create this story.
There has been a time during these last 10 years where I have questioned whether I'm broken, and I've worried about myself and where I fit in the world. I've worried about whether I'm good enough. I've worried about if I'm going to get hurt. I got mugged at knife point when I was 15, and it really shook me. So my own journey with mental health has been there for a long time now, and I think that it's very, very important that we do explore these issues.
It wasn't really until Joe died that I really suffered that badly with anything. You know, I had the odd bout of sadness and things like that, nothing that I would really consider depression, nothing that anything diagnosed, at least anyway. And then when Joe died, I was obviously devastated and sad, and then I was really worried eventually because things started to become indifferent, cold, almost like I didn't really have emotion to anything, whether that be sadness or happiness. And it was at that moment where I said, okay, this is, I need something here, this is not right,
I've been watching a lot of TV from the 90s and from the noughties recently, and I noticed that they don't seem to understand what they're talking about when it comes to mental health. They don't seem to explore mental health in a way where it's quite normal and quite human. It's very much like there's something extremely wrong, when sometimes the things that are wrong are very subtle and not actually very obvious on your first glance.
So my mental health journey is still rolling along. You have bad days, you have good days, and I don't think it's abnormal or wrong, or people should be worried if that's the case in perpetuality, because it doesn't make you weak, it doesn't make you different, it doesn't make you abnormal. It just makes you human.
So we've reached the end of When It Rains. But where does the project go from here?
This is where things get exciting.
We're hoping to move on and use the momentum we've got to go and make a pilot for Taking Shots, which of course involves Julian and Zeb and a bunch of other characters, and it's a lot bigger, it's a lot more meaty, and hopefully we could be doing that at the end of this year sometime, and it kind of acts as kind of like a sequel to When It Rains.
We'll be doing a crowdfunding soon, and we'll be keeping you updated with that, where you'll be getting the opportunity to get on board, help us out, and do what your bit to help When It Rains turn into the TV series Taking Shots. So it's all very exciting. There's a lot of fantastic things to come in the future, and I can't wait to take you along on the journey.
A lot of interesting stuff coming from us, and we really hope you enjoy it all, and thank you so much for watching everything so far.